Your Sasstastic Life with hosts Tricia Rivas and Wendi Fredrigo.
Hello.
Hello.
We're back. That is definitely a sassy color you're wearing today. I love it.
I know. It's Friday. I
It's
didn't
Friday.
feel like dressing up, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to wear some color, wear my badass earrings.
Yes.
We complement each other very well today. What does your t-shirt say?
It says hug dealer.
Of course it is. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. How was your week?
It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Lots going on, but I get so excited when I know we're shooting. So
Yes. And my goodness, the stuff that Jason has done in you and Intuit Digital is just absolute. I mean, when you showed me the website, I was just like in awe. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. Like this is all coming together.
yes, we got our first draft of our website. And
Yes.
It's so exciting.
Oh my gosh. And then we did the podcast class last night, which was amazing and took some great snippets away and made some great connections, and great things are happening.
Yes,
Great
they
things are happening personally and professionally.
Yes.
That is for sure. God is good.
Yes,
God
he
is good.
Yes. So initially, my plans for our wheel was that would help add some levity at the end, which has been great.
Yeah.
But we decided instead we are going to have our guests spin the wheel for the topic.
Yeah.
It's very improv like, but that's what we like. We like being real and authentic. We don't script stuff out, so why not just go with it?
Exactly. And then we've asked also on social media, what are some topics that people would like for us to discuss? And there are some great ones on there already. Ones that I mean, I don't think we had even thought of.
Yes. So please, don't be afraid to throw out topics, because we'll put them on the wheel.
Most definitely. The Wheel of Torture.
Again, wrong show.
Oh, sorry. That was the after night series. Sorry, Mr. Producer.
Let's just get this one down first. So I'm going to let you start.
Okay.
And if it's one that we've already done, we'll just spin again.
Do we want to just throw out a couple that we have, like the legacy you want to leave?
Yes. Yeah, let's read some of them.
Yeah.
We have knowing when to walk away, building confidence. What did you want to be when you grew up? How do you see yourself in 30 years? Sabotage, which can be self-sabotage or sabotage from others.
Most of the time it's self.
Yeah, most of the time. What your ideal day looks like. Imposter syndrome. Thank you, Nora.
Yes. Thank you, Miss Nora.
Who inspires you? Building a company from the ground up. Thank you, Nora. Boundaries, learning how to say no. And you can change your mind. So.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. The section on this sometimes works too well.
Okay.
All right, give it a rip.
Building a company from the ground up.
Well, what do you know?
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So when you decided, I think I'm going to open up a salon and have employees.
Yeah.
How do you even start something like that? What did you do?
Yeah. And I remember it in detail. I was with Carrie Rose and Allison. We were out at Bravo having dinner or lunch. And Carrie literally looks over to me and she's like, because I was renting a chair at Judy's at that time still. Yeah. So I mean, I was independent. I was renting my own chair. So I was doing the business solo. And she goes, it's time for you to open up your own salon. And we had kind of talked about it here and there. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's probably time. I shit you not, Wendi. I went home, literally rolled over to Jeremy into bed, and I'm like, you know what? It's time. It's time. We're gonna open up our salon. And he's like, oh, okay. And my best friend Tiffany Tokars, helped me through the process, helped me with doing the business plan, that the financials, you name it. Okay. And took classes at SBA about accounting, financing, business plans, all of that. So I definitely did my research. And I went to a couple banks. If I remember correctly, we were turned down by 3. and then ended up at Earlham Savings Bank. And Kathy Steiner was a client of mine, but she was also the banker, and she literally went to bat for Jeremy and I. And again, when we talk about having the right people in our lives for the support system, I mean, Jeremy and I have been blessed with that. We really, really have. Did I ever think about, well, had I ever dreamt like that was that in my plan to own my own salon? Kind of dabbled here and there, and thought about it. And then there was a time where Tiffany and I got very serious about wanting to do it, and we were actually going to open it up in the East Village. I was going to do Trixie's down there. She was going to do a yoga studio, and life transpired. And at that time, Mateo was diagnosed with epilepsy, so it just wasn't the time. But look at what he's done in his time. So again, just having the right people in our life, having the right connections, and building from there,
Well, knowing that there's resources out there,
Mhm.
that there is a lot involved in starting it, and you educated yourself as much to your ability, but there's other people that can help you.
Oh my gosh, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I didn't know about the SBDC. I mean, and other resources that were around at that time. And the SBDC is the Small Business Development Center. And so I do counseling with them now, but there's so many resources for small businesses, whether you're in the infancy stages of even just wanting to see if it's something that you want to do, um, or you're really you're in the midst of it, right down to, do I want to sell my business? You know what I mean? Honestly, and then do something different or reinvent yourself, reinvent yourself. So, I mean, it's been a journey.
And
It has
remind
been a
us
journey.
when you opened, what was the date that you opened?
It was on Women's International Day. Yeah.
10 years? 11?
So we just celebrated 17 years
17.
of Trixie's. Okay. And then Trixie's brick and mortar will be 13 years in June 10th.
Wow.
Yeah. 17 years, Wendy. And it has been a ride. It has been a ride. Ups and downs and turnarounds and roller coasters and tears and frustrations and what the fuck? Why am I doing this? I want to give up. I mean, literally, you name it. You've been in the trenches with me.
Yeah. So obviously mistakes are made. That's where you learn from. But like, if you could just make any shifts or changes, or if you look back, is there anything you wish you would have done a little different in those early stages?
Most definitely. I wish I would have been much more financial savvy, much more financially educated.
Mhm.
Is what I would have been. I mean, I thought that I had a good grasp on it um, when I was independent. Okay. But I wish I would have had more knowledge going into it when I expanded with employees.
That's a whole nother beast right there.
Oh, totally.
You can start a business and have contractors, but you don't have payroll taxes. You don't have all of those things. So when you have employees, that's a whole nother.
Oh, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yes.
It is a whole different ballgame. So I wish that I would have educated myself more on that. I do. I wish I would have educated myself more on
Or
that.
just making sure you surround yourself with even more people that know that,
Exactly.
right?
Mhm.
So how did you go about hiring your very first employee?
Word of mouth.
Mhm.
Um, and then Craigslist.
Really?
Yes, Craigslist.
Craigslist still around?
I think so. I don't know.
Probably.
It's probably like MySpace. I don't know. Craigslist. And Hannah was my first interview, and she lived in Marshalltown at the time. Came to Des Moines, interviewed with me. We hired her, got her first apartment, and yeah,
Wow.
it's just crazy.
So did you ever even imagine that you would have multiple
No.
locations?
Mm-mm. No, I didn't. I really did not. I didn't. Um, yeah, I didn't.
Mhm.
I didn't. And yeah, I just Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I know that I'm stuttering on that I think because I think now and I think, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I would have never thought about expanding. Uh, but obviously it wasn't the right time. I hadn't formed the relationships. I hadn't formed the partnerships that have led to us expanding. But with that said, though, Wendy, we've expanded and we um, have scaled down also. I
Yes.
mean, you know what I mean? And then we've expanded and then we've scaled down. Uh, and that's okay. That literally is okay. Uh, and I have learned that along the way is that at the end of the day, I don't want to be on my deathbed and think, oh gosh, I wish I would have did this. But I didn't because I was scared or I was worried about what other people would think or blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be that person because a lot of people are,
Yes.
because a lot of people are. And I am okay with failure and I am okay at making mistakes because honestly, that's when a lot of the magic happens. It really is a lot of when the magic happens. And you don't realize that until after a couple years of business. You really don't. And I feel it's an honor that I've had Trixie's for 17 years because as a small business owner, that is unheard of a lot of
Most
times.
isn't the statistic something like most small businesses close within
3 years.
3 years?
Mhm. 3
Like
years.
80% or something
Yes.
super
3
crazy.
years. 3 years. And we talk about this too. It is not for the faint of heart. It's hard, it's rewarding. It's all what it's like to have a child, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. You have love and then you have disappointment, frustration, and then you have love again, and then you have excitement, and you have all of that stuff. But it is your baby.
Yep.
It is your baby. But I feel very very fortunate that God has provided us with this life, even through the hard times.
Yes.
Even through the hard times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we're excited to have a few people on that have scaled their businesses or
Yes.
have decided, you know what? I'm selling my business. I'm going to do something else.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know?
I don't want to own Trixie's forever.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't. I would love for one of my team members to continue with the legacy. At this time, Jeremy and I's children have no desire to take over the salons, but I still want to leave a legacy. I still want Trixie's to be around, but I see, our podcast moving into doing spectacular things
Mhm.
and then doing more work with small business owners.
Yeah.
I just have a love for that. And then I would continue probably to have my partnerships with Wesley Acres. You get to an age where you only want to do the things that set your heart on fire,
Mhm.
literally. And that's where I'm at.
Plus, maybe they'll give you a discount on your room when it's time to move in.
Yes, God, I hope so. I hope so.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
be there
Yeah.
before you.
I will never not be doing hair. I won't be because it's here. It is in here. I mean, I have the heart of a hairdresser. I tease about Jeremy and I traveling because I want to travel in our camper around the United States, and I'll be the one doing, Lime Life makeovers and doing perms and everything at the campground. Right out of my camper in the back, I'll have my own little salon. So I don't ever see giving that up completely, but I mean that's the goal is to sell eventually a successful business,
Yep.
or have it go to your children or your family or someone that that's going to continue with the legacy.
Yep.
Not that it still has to be called Trixie's. That's not it whatsoever. But to still have it around.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm itching to spin.
Get it, girl.
That was wimpy. Hold on.
Goodness gracious. What did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a teacher.
Really?
Oh my gosh. All the time when I was a kid, I always was in the basement pretending I was a teacher. My mom bought all these great things for me. Do you remember they'd have those worksheets that you put inside of a clear thing and use
Oh
a
my
dry
gosh,
erase,
yes.
right?
Oh yeah. Mhm.
I mean, I forever thought I was going to be an elementary school teacher.
Did you have a subject that you liked?
I don't remember. I was kind of a math nerd. I guess I liked math stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to UNI. That I thought I was going to be a teacher.
Mhm.
So it's kind of funny. I do love teaching people, but not in that way. And
Mhm.
I learned really quickly, like,
Mhm.
I think I'm just going to like my own kids instead of everyone else's. Like, I just didn't know if I was cut out for that. Like, I wouldn't be able to be very politically correct if they were misbehaving,
Oh, mhm.
you know? So,
Yes, 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 yes.
yeah. But it's kind of funny because I have done a lot of teaching type things
Yes,
within
you
other
have.
jobs.
Yes, you have.
I feel like I can easily explain things to people in a way that they can understand. So I would say forever I wanted to be a teacher. I never ever thought about being a hairstylist. It was
Yeah.
funny. It was my mom's idea.
Really?
Yep. I had gone to college to be a teacher. Then I
Yeah.
was going to be a dietitian.
Mhm.
And I was like, no, I don't think that's it. And she's like, I think you should go to cosmetology school.
Yeah.
And this light bulb went off because I loved like styling their hair. I
Yes.
started coloring my hair in like 6th grade.
Yeah.
Like coloring my own hair. There's some great photos of that.
We'll have to pull this
Bottle
up.
of Sun-In, you
Oh
know.
my gosh, yes. Orange.
I would spray Sun-In in. I would put like #2 oil on me and put aluminum
Yes.
foil
Oh gosh,
around my. I
yes.
mean,
Oh yes,
good
yes, yes,
Lord.
yes, yes. Yeah, get on the rooftop.
Hence
Mhm.
why I have some age spots and some sun damage. Anyhow, so I
Yeah.
think I just always loved my teachers too. So I
Yes.
really looked
Yeah,
up
that
to
makes a
them.
difference. Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, and it's funny because I also thought I wanted to be a dietitian.
Yes.
And then time came around and I became a health and life coach. So it all kind of
Full
came
circle.
first full circle. But we've talked about this before. I just love helping people.
You do.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
You do. Did you ever think about having your own business just because your parents have had a very successful business?
Yes. So my parents owned a company. And so when I decided to become a hairstylist and I left shortly after you, it didn't even seem weird for me to just start my own thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they were super supportive and helped me. And then when I became a coach again, it was like, well, I'll just start my own business. Like it didn't even scare me.
Mhm.
Now, in retrospect, I also wish I would have learned more
I was just
about
going to ask.
money,
Yeah.
finances, taxes. Like I just kind of jumped in, right?
Yeah.
But I also could have been better about asking for more help and support. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
When you meet with small business owners, don't you find too, they're so excited in the first part of like the branding, what their colors are going to be, what's their name going to be, getting their website. And that stuff is exciting, but literally, like, that's down here.
Well, that's the fun part, right? Then the
Exactly.
shit's like, oh,
The
wait, I have to
policy.
deliver a product, a service. I have
Exactly.
to sell, in some cases, I
Yes.
have to sell myself. I
Yes.
have to sell
Yeah.
what I do. And
Mhm.
that's really hard for most people
Yeah.
to be their brand, their own brand.
Mhm.
That is super challenging.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah. Because I mean, yes, that stuff is all exciting, but it's down here because it's the systems, the policies, the government regulations, the financial literacy. I mean, all of that is the most important. The most important. It really is.
Well, and I know with my parents' company, there were always audits.
Oh
There
gosh,
were,
yes.
since they were a
Yes.
manufacturing company, there were a zillion rules that were changing all the time.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean, there's just so many moving parts.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I liked the idea of being a solopreneur because all I had to worry about was me.
Yes.
You know, the idea of having this whole team depending on me was scary.
Yeah. Yeah. But now you work with a team though, and you do have people that depend on you.
Yes.
How does that feel?
It was very weird at first
Yeah.
because I was so used to, well, if I disappoint anybody, it's just disappointing myself, which sadly,
Yeah.
it's easier for us to disappoint ourselves than other
Oh, yeah.
people. It's a
Mhm.
whole nother topic.
Mhm.
I instantly just felt really nervous. Like, oh my gosh, like if I screw up, it's not just me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, you know,
Mhm.
like people are depending on me to show up and spread the word about who we are and what we do. So it was very weird because I had my own salon studio for 12 years and then I had my coaching business for 3. So I hadn't been a part of a team for a
Right,
long time.
exactly. Yes.
And then
Again.
just knowing where your place is and not
Mhm.
overdoing, not underdoing, just like,
Mhm.
and again, the people pleasing.
Yes.
It was challenging.
Yes. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
And Sarah, who is our business officer, she had her own
Mhm.
business for a long time. And we both were saying, it's scary to be part of a team again. We don't want to disappoint anybody.
Yes. Yes.
And so that was helpful that her and I could kind of say, okay, we got this. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my friend, you're doing an amazing job.
Well,
I think you're where you're supposed to be.
it's so great. Everybody's in their zone of genius,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
that I think as a leader,
Mhm.
and you've moved people into positions of
Yeah.
leadership, and
Mhm.
it's easy for us to want to try to run everything.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But
Mhm.
if someone has the skills in that area, let them do it.
Is that not the truth? And I think you learn that over time too, as a business owner and a leader, is that you focus on the things that you do really well, and then have people that surround you do those. Okay, it's kind of like what we talked about earlier, is that we can't keep on being yes people, because when we're being yes people, we are taking something away, or an opportunity that could have been meant for someone else, and just saying yes because we think that we can do it, or the ego sets in, or whatever that might look like. It might look good on the resume, or an award, whatever it might be.
Mhm.
But it's not meant to be, and we feel that in our gut. You know.
Well, and if you're the one doing everything,
Mhm.
you're not leaving room for if you get sick, if you have an illness, if someone in your family has an illness,
Mhm.
and you have to step back,
Yeah.
then what?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
You can't be the keeper of all the
No.
secrets and the
Mm-mm.
the
Mm-mm.
knowledge,
No.
right?
And why would you want to be?
No.
Yeah. Why would you want to be?
Yeah.
Delegate. Delegate.
Yes.
Delegate.
And for people who are solopreneurs, like, listen, really pay attention. What is your zone of genius? What is the highest return on investment of my time?
Mhm.
Not just money, but
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
And hire people to help you for the stuff that's not your jam,
Yes.
that is a low ROI of your time.
Agreed. Because time is money.
It really
It
is.
is. It is.
And if you get too bogged down in all those administrative things as a solopreneur, you lose your fire and excitement for the
Oh
reason
my
you started in the
gosh.
first place.
You do, Wendy. And that's where the burnout happens. And then that's where the people, they close their business. And you and I both have talked about this too, when we find that people have closed their business, um, more when they are forced to close. Okay. Because it's different when you are ready to close and it's healthy for you and it's time to move on and do something. But it always breaks my heart when people are forced to close when they did not want to. I mean, that's heartbreaking,
Yeah.
because you and I both know the money, the sweat, the tears, the time. It's a lot.
Mhm.
It is a lot. It's a lot.
So, like, there's so many sources. Like,
Mhm.
I think that's the biggest thing, not being afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Mhm.
smart.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
not a weakness.
No, no, I
I
agree.
mean, Lord knows Oprah didn't build what she has all by herself.
Oh my gosh, no, no,
I don't know why we
no.
get that in our
Cat
minds.
Stedman.
And Gail.
Like we have Jason and Jeremy
Yes.
and each other
Yes.
and an amazing community of
Yes.
people that want to help. That's the great thing about Des Moines, is that people, small businesses, want to see other small business owners succeed.
Mhm.
They really do. And the ones that are very passionate about that, you see that. You see
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You do. You see them succeeding. You see them being asked to do collaborations. You see them engaging in partnerships, evolving into partnerships. Uh, you see the difference.
Mhm. And I always encourage that for solopreneurs.
Mhm.
Find another solopreneur
Mhm.
who is doing something parallel or complementary to what you do,
Yeah.
and team up.
Yeah.
There's enough business for everyone to go around.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, how many salons per capita are there in just the Des Moines area? It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It is. It is. Well, and this used to be true, and I still think it is, that Des Moines has the largest capita of salons in the United States. Just on Southwest Ninth, over by, Trixie's on the south side, there are 13 or 14 salons just on Southwest Ninth.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you all have your own niche.
we do. Mhm.
It's not
Yep.
competition.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome.
I love it.
17 years. That's pretty impressive.
I know.
Should be very proud.
Yes, 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 yes. So I'm thinking, 50, 55. I'll be 47 this year. I think I'll be 47. So yeah, I still got some time. I still got some time to, continuing to build a very strong salon and a brand and a culture to where when I'm ready to sell, um, I make money.
Yes.
And let's not be embarrassed to talk about that either.
Yes.
That's Jeremy and I's retirement.
Yep.
We want to move on and do more amazing things.
Yep.
So we have some time, and we have some time to recover from COVID because we're still recovering from COVID.
Yeah.
So
that was rough.
Yeah.
For so many people.
Yeah. We can have another topic on that too. We're
not talking about it ever.
We are
again.
not short of topics.
Well, we're not talking about the C word.
Not the same.
No. Well, I'm excited about our wheel.
I am too. Yeah.
And it just shows our I can't say the word, improvisational skills.
Oh gosh. Okay, that's a word.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to look it up in the dictionary for my meaning. Don't ask me how to spell it.
Thank God for spell check, right?
Exactly.
Oh wait, you don't use a computer.
Rude.
Do you have like a big dictionary in your car?
I do actually. And I'm going to bring it in and kick your ass with it.
Hit me over the head with it. I actually do have a thesaurus, like a real thesaurus. I realize you can do it on a phone, but that's when I would play teacher. I loved looking up in my thesaurus.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing your journey.
Vice versa.
And I'm hoping and I know that it's very inspirational to other people who have done it or want to do it. We're in the middle of it. And so thank you that you help people with that.
Yes.
SBDC. So
Yes. And vice versa, my friend.
yes.
Vice versa.
All right. We'll see you next time. Bye. Dun, 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 dun.
How many minutes?
I had always thought about like ending in a dance party.
I'm gonna start going.
Your Sasstastic Life is produced by Apex VO. Go to apexvo.com. That's APEXXVO.